Guys, my name is Patrick, but you can call me 26. And what we're going to do today is we are going to build an app using SwiftData to illustrate many-to-many relationships, right? So in this case, we have an app where we can have students and courses, and a student can take multiple courses, and courses can have multiple students, right? So let's get to it. Before we get to today's business, you could have a look at my course, that is the e-commerce full stack application. And what we build is iStore, and iStore we build the front end and the back end. And iStore does use SwiftData. We use SwiftData in persisting our cart. So whenever you close the app, we save the contents of what you want to get into a cart. And in this cart, which also has a map, you can pick the location like so and do that. And this is persisted using SwiftData. And also among our carts, we have favorites, right? So we have our favorites here, and you could save the favorites, and the favorites are products that you like that you would want to maybe go back and later on buy. And this also uses SwiftData to save our particular favorites, right? So we do that. And also on top of it, we figure out how we can work with the observable macro when you're dealing with SwiftData. So all these are projects that we actually implement in this application. If you'd like to see the complete project, have a look at the link in the description. If you're going to see the 26-hour project in its entirety plus the source code. If you would like to see the first 12 hours of the project, they're available on my page on this channel, right? So have a look at that. Now, let's get to the business of the day. Now, let's quickly illustrate what we can do with this app, right? So the first thing you could do is you could create a student, and for that you hit this navigation button. So when you hit this, you can add a student name. Let's say we want a student called Patrick. Let's add Patrick to the mix, and we hit save. And when we hit save, we're going to find Patrick among our students. And now let's add courses, right? So for a course, we could have a course, let's say we have chemistry, like so. We add that, that's going to be that. And then we also add maybe, let's say, history, right? So we have chemistry and history, right? Now we could come here to Patrick and make sure that Patrick is enrolled in the history for a history course, right? And if we do that, we come among history. And history, you will find that Patrick is actually enrolled in history, but these other students are not, right? So you see their toggle doesn't show them as being enrolled, right? So you could either enroll them here under history, or you could come and say, Jane, these are the classes that Jane could take. She could take chemistry or history. Let's make Jane take chemistry and then hit save and then go back. And now when we come under chemistry, we'll find that Jane is taking chemistry, but the other students are not, right? So what you're going to learn today is about having many-to-many relationships. And in many-to-many relationships, a student can have multiple courses and a course can have multiple students in this case, right? And more importantly, we make sure that both the course and we make sure that the course and the students can exist independently of each other, right? So for example, if we come here, and we can also delete courses, right? So if we delete and then come and delete this, right, it doesn't affect the students who are currently taking the course, right? So I will explain over how you could do that, right? And you can also delete a student, right? You could come here and you say Michael like so, and then come here and you find that there are no enrolled courses, so Jane cannot enroll for any course, right? So that's what you're going to build, and let's get to it. Now, the very first thing we'd want to do is we would want to create our models. So let's just come here. We're going to put both models in the same file. Come here, hit Command N. This is going to be a Swift file. We're going to call this models like so, hit create, and then come here. We probably are going to need SwiftData, so let's import that. Come here, say SwiftData. That's going to be that, right? Then we are going to annotate it, tell it that this is a model like so, and then we can come here and we could create the class. And for the class is going to be there is course. Let's start with course or student, whichever we want, right? Course like so, and then we can come here and we have var name, right? Var name. And name is going to be of type string, right? And it's going to complain because we always need an initializer, right? And interestingly, it's telling us to add a relationship before we need to, right? And it's this is not the correct way. We want to create the relationship and we don't have students. I think it's looking at my previous code and just trying to put it here, right? So what we need to do then is also have students. So we come here and we say var student. And student doesn't exist, so we can't create it first, right? So we need to come here and we create an initializer, the name and the string, and we just say self.name, right? Remember, when you're making a model in SwiftData, you have to give the initializer, right? So that's done. Let's now do the other one. Of course, we need to create the relationship, and we'll be doing that in a bit. I'll have more to say on that in a bit. So let's come here and we say class. This is going to be called student, like so, student, right? Spell it correctly, student, like so. And the student is also going to have a name, right? So it's going to be name, and we just do this, right? Because it's going to look exactly the same. No need to retype all that. We're just going to have the name and that. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to give the relationship, right, between the student and the courses, right? So we could come here in student, and the student can have course, and course is going to be an array of courses like we just saw, which is going to be course like so, and it's going to default to empty, right? And we don't really need to pass this in the initializer because we created with we initialize it being empty, right? So that's that. And then we need to do the same here, and it just needs an initializer for some reason, right? And then we need to do this with students, and here we have students like so, which is going to be empty. What we need to do is we need to establish the relationship between the two, right? And how you do that is you could either establish it in either the course or the student, but not both, right? So you could come here and we say, let's make the relationship with the students. So we come here and we say at relationship like so. And for the relationship is going to be the inverse like so. And inverse here, we're just going to say we want the inverse to be this, and then we say this is going to be in the course. Okay, we're in the course, so this should be student courses, right? Student.course. This should be courses, right? Because they're plural, right? So we say student.courses, right? And this should be courses like so, right? So we do student.courses like so, right? And then what you would notice is if we try to do the same by coming here and we say something like at relationship, and for that is going to be the relationship is going to be course dot students, not self but students. If we do this, this is not going to be allowed, right? If you try building it, it's going to give you an error, right? With that done, I think we have everything we need for the that is everything that we need for the model. Get rid of this, of course, we can only have one of it, so we're going to have it with the student and courses, right? And that's going to be that, right? And then we need to come to the entry point of our app here. We call it many to many. And what we want to do is provide the model container, right? So there are two ways you could do it. I'll show you one way. And we could just come here. This is the one that requires the least code, right? This is going to be model. Okay, it's going to complain because we don't have SwiftData, right? So we come here and we import SwiftData like so. So what we have is that, then we say model container, and that's going to be the container. And the container in question is going to be for like so. Come here, do this, do that, right? And here we need to put in two models. Here it's going to be student.self like so. And then we're going to say course.self, right? So we have the student.self and the course.self, right? That is done. And now the next thing we would need to do is we would need to create the views that we could use to add the students, right? And these are pretty straightforward. We could, let's come here and just hit Command N. And we could say this is going to be a SwiftUI file, like so. And this one is going to be called add view. Add view. We're going to put both of them in the same view, right? Maybe you might want to put it in separate if you choose to do so, right? I'm going to put both of them here, right? So the add view, let's make this add student view. Add student view, like so. And come here, hit Command D, get another one. And this one is going to be add student, add course, right? Because it's the same, it's practically the same thing, right? Add course view, right? So we have add student view and add course view. And what we want is going to be, the first thing is going to be the environment. So we come here and we say at environment. And here in the environment, we want the model context, right? So we come here and we say dot model context. And this is going to be var model context, right? And then afterwards we have another environment, and this one is just to dismiss, right? Environment, and here we use this to dismiss, right? Apple likes that for accessibility, that you put your modules with a button to dismiss rather than forcing people to drag down, because some people might have difficulty in dragging down, right? Might just prefer to do it like this, right? And what is good for the add student view is also good for the add course view, because they're practically the same, right? So just add that there. And then now you have two of them, right? So that is done. Let's see, we need a name, right? Which is going to be available here. So let's just come here and we say add state var name is going to be an empty string. Probably need it here too. So we come and copy this and come and drop it here, right? Now we have both of them. And what we need next is going to be the navigation stack, right? So come here and we say navigation stack like so. Come here, do that. And then put it here also. so that you can write the two of them at the same time, right? So now we have our navigation stack, like so, navigation stack. And now in our navigation stack, we might need to add a navigation title. So let's just come here and we say dot navigation title, and this is going to be add student, like so. And this is going to be exactly the same. We need to copy here, come and paste it down here. Add student, not add student, but add course, right? Add course, that saves on the time. And the next thing to have here is to have a form, right? So this is going to be a form. Let's use a form. Come here, say this is going to be text field, like so. It needs a student name. Let's come here and we say this is going to be student name, like so, student name. And then the text field, of course, needs to be bound to something. This is going to be text, and this is going to be name, right? Like so, right? And the next thing to do is copy that and put it here. So that's going to be that. And here it's going to be course name, right? That is going to be that. And then we need to come after the title and say navigation bar items, right? And we have the trailing, like so. And for the or rather we could put them in leading and trailing, right? Here we could say leading, right? Leading is going to be a view, so we could just say a button, and this is going to be the cancel button, right? Come here, say cancel, like so. And what it's going to have here is we're just going to come here and we say this is going to be dismiss, right? We call dismiss, like so. Then trailing, come here and say trailing is going to be another button. We could have a button here, and this one is going to be say something like save, and we could come here, do this, and this is going to be let new student equals student dot name, student name, and we come and say model context dot, it's correct except here model context instead of that is insert, right? And what do we want to insert? We want to insert the new student, right? And you usually don't have to save. If you insert, the changes just occur automatically, right? So that's basically that. And what we want to do after that is we would like to come here and copy this, because it works pretty much the same. Come here, copy this, come here, do this, paste that, right? The button is going to be cancel. The difference here is that instead of student, what we're going to have here is going to be, of course, this is going to be the course, right? So here we're going to come and say this is going to be the course, right? And here we could say new course, and this is going to be new course, right? So if we do that, we have everything we need to add a new course and add a new student to our app. To do is we need to add the various detail views that you encounter when you click on either a course or when you click on a student, right? So come here, and this one is just going to be a SwiftUI view, and it's going to be called detail, or let's call one student detail view, right? Student detail view, right? Hit that, and then what we're going to do, ditch the preview, right? Hit Command D, get both of them. Now we have the detail view and the course detail view, right? So we're going to do it exactly like we would the other one. So the first one is we're going to be add bindable. So come here, say add bindable, and what are you going to bind? We're going to bind the student. So we say var student, and what's the student? The student is going to be the student, right? Like so, right? Then we're going to query so that you can have access to the courses that the student is registered in, right? So you might be wondering here, what are the various courses, right? You might be wondering why aren't we doing the particular list of students, right? You're going to, when you go to the student detail view, you get the courses. When you go to the courses detail view, you get the students, right? So that's going to be it. So this is going to be the students, and then you're going to get all the possible courses, and from there they can decide whether or not they are interested in taking a particular course, as you may have seen, right? This is going to be var courses, and that's going to be course. And then we need a state variable here. It's going to be state, like so. This is going to be var selected course, and that's going to be that. Perfect, right? So now we come here, and it's complaining because we have not imported the necessary. I think it might even help us, right? So let's let it help us and come here. This is going to be that. I hate that import like that, so let's just say SwiftData. So we have SwiftData here, and now the next thing to do is come here, and we need to change course, right? So come here, paste, pardon my pun, and now what we need to do here for the courses is going to be, instead of student here, we're going to have course, and course is going to be a type of course, like so, right? So come here, do that, course, like so, right? Then we have students, pluralize it, if that's a word, students, like so, and this is going to be student, like so, right? Here it's going to be selected student, and this is going to be same, right? Student, like so, right? Then for this, we're going to have a list. And the list is going to be the name section, right? Come here, list. And here we're just going to have, come here, do this, right? And then you're going to have a section, say section, like so, section. And this is going to be a header. So we come here and we say header, like so. Header is going to be text, and we could just say here, this is going to be name. The content is going to be text field, like so. And here it's going to be course name. And next we're going to have the text. The argument is complaining, and this is going to be $, and this is going to be course. Is it course or courses, right? var course. This should be bindable should be, oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, this should be courses, right? So this is going to be that. This is going to be name, and then this is going to be student name, not course name, but student name, right? Just come here, say this is going to be student name, like so. The text is going to be student.name, right? Come here, say this is going to be student.name, like so, right? Then these are going to be the enrolled courses that the student is going to have. This is going to be section, like so. Come here, say section, and this is going to be the header. Header is going to be text, like so, and this is going to be enrolled courses, like so. And here we're going to hit this, and we're going to say here we are going to have the enrolled courses view and the add courses view, which are functions that are going to be, we're soon going to create, right? So let's come here, and then here at the end of the list, and say we're going to put a navigation title. Come here and say dot navigation title, right? It was suggesting the wrong thing, right? Navigation title, and this is going to be student dot name. Okay, since it's interpolation, we just come in to say student dot name, right? So now we have the student dot name, right? Currently it's complaining, and the reason it's complaining is because we need the enrolled courses, right? So we could put that aside, and we could come here and we say we want the enrolled, which is going to be variable var. This is going to be enrolled courses view. This is going to be some view, like so. Come here, and we're going to loop. We say for each, and we would like student.course. Come here and say student.courses, like so, and then we can get access to them in the closure. And this is going to be the course. So we come here and we say this is going to be course in, and here we're just going to have the text, right? So the text is going to be the actual course, right? That's going to be course dot name. So we have that, right? And then we need an on delete. So we could come here and we say dot on delete perform. We're going to say remove from course, right? So that's going to be that. And the next one is going to be add course view, right? So we come here and we say var add course view, and we're just going to come here and we say this is going to be some view, like so. And what you're going to have is going to be a picker, and the picker is going to have add course, like so, and the selection is going to be $, selected course, right? And we're going to come here and we say this is going to be text like so. Select a course, right? Select a course like so. Select a course, and we're going to say dot tag here, and this is going to be nil as course, right? And then you're going to loop through. We say for each, and we're going to come here and we say available courses which we haven't created yet. Well, let's create available courses first, right? So let's come here and we say var available courses like so. This is going to be an array of course, so we come here and we say this is going to be course like so, and we're going to go to the courses and we're going to filter. And what are we going to use to filter? We're going to check that the student, so the ones that you're not a member of, right, dot courses dot contains, and we say $0, right? So that means that this is going to be the only courses that are available to you are the ones that you haven't taken, right? So that's going to be student dot courses dot that, right? So basically that this should be come here, get this and cut this and paste it here, right? And then maybe get rid of this, right? So that's going to be the available courses. Now we have we've done available courses. Let's do remove courses, right? So remove from course, right? So let's come here and say var remove from course, right? And okay, maybe this might not be the best. This is going to be a function, of course, not a variable, but this is going to be func remove from course, right? At offset index like so, right? And we say for index in course equals student courses index like so, and then student dot courses dot remove at index like so, and we say course dot students dot remove all, and okay, no, come here, do this and remove all. And what we want to do is use $.id is going to be the same as the student ID, right? So this is how you're going to remove them, right? And then after that, we have not done the add course view, right? Let's do that. Have we done the add course to student? Let's see. Okay, let's go to add course view, right? So we have our picker here, and we say this is going to be as course, like so. And then afterwards we say for each, and here we say available courses. Come here, say ID is going to be self, like so. Come here and say course in, and here we could just say text is going to be course dot name, like so, dot tag, like so, and here it's going to be course as, and this is going to be course, right? That's going to be the course. So that is more or less done. The next thing we need to do is we need to come here, get this too. That is sorted. What's the next thing we need to do? Come here, say dot on change, and say here of, this is going to be selected course, like so. And what we want to do is say underscore, we just want the new value in, this is in the closure, and we say if let course is going to be new value, we're going to say add course. I don't think we've created add course, right? So let's do that. Let's just come here and we say func add course to student, and this is going to take a course. Come here, say course is going to be, so we have our course and our courses, right? And we're going to come here and we say student, like so, and then you're going to say student dot courses dot append, and we're going to append the course, and we're going to come here and we say course, like so, dot students dot append student, right? So that's going to be that's taken care of. And underscore, we need a comma here, right? Of course, right? So that is that. So basically that, right? Underscore, this is going to be the old value, right? But we're just interested in the new value. So let's come here, and what you're going to have is, if we let the cost, that's going to be the new cost. We're just going to call the function, which is going to be add cost to student, this one, right? And it needs a cost, and that's just going to be the cost, like so, right? Then you're going to say selected cost is going to be set to nil, right? Okay, and what problem do we have, right? So now we can go back to our list, and in our list we have our section header here. We have enrolled courses, and here we're just going to say enrolled courses view, and then you're going to say add course view, right? And that is going to be that, and that is essentially done, right? Now what we need to do next is probably figure out how we can do all this for the course detail view, right? So we have our list, and let's just come up here and see what we need. We need the list, of course, right? So let's come here and get the list and see. This is the list. So we get this. Let's just copy this and figure it out, right? Come here, paste this, right? Maybe the names might be a bit different, but what we want to do afterwards is the function is going to be enrolled students view, right? So let's get that. We get the enrolled students view. Let's see, enrolled students view. So let's just copy this. It's going to look a lot like this, right? So no need to overthink it. Just come here, paste that, right? This is going to be enrolled students. Instead of courses, we're going to have enrolled students view, right? Which is going to be some view. And we say for each course.students, this is going to be student in, and this is going to be text, is going to be student.name, right? Student.name, right? On delete, we're going to perform remove from student, right? It doesn't exist yet, right? About to create it. Then we have the add student view. So let's just get that. And that's going to be add course view, right? So we get this and we just make the necessary changes, right? Come here. This is going to be the add student view, right? Add student view. Okay, student, spell it correctly. Add student view, this is going to be that. Then we have the picker is going to be add student instead of course. Add student, like so. And the selection is going to be selected student, like so. Select a student, like so. And we have this as student, okay. Then we loop through, we say for each available students, ID is going to be self. It doesn't exist yet. Come here, say this is going to be student in, this is going to be student.name, and this is going to be nil as student, right? Instead of course, this should be student, like so, right? And that's going to be that. And then we can no, this is supposed to be student as student, right? Student as student, right? And then on change of selected student here, we're going to make the necessary changes in a bit. Selected student, this is going to be the new value. If let student is going to be new value, that's going to be add student to course, right? Come here, say add student to course, that's going to be that. This is going to be student, like so. Selected student is going to be nil, right? Okay, that is that. Then afterwards we're going to have the available student, right? So let's come here, say this, right? Come here, do that, right? And no, here for this, right? So what we need is going to be probably remove from, we need all three of this, right? So let's just copy them, copy, come here and paste them, right? And the first one is going to be remove from student. Offset is going to be that let student equals course dot students index, and here we say course dot students dot remove at index, and here we say dot courses dot remove all, where this is going to be course.id, right? course.id. So basically just play around with the student and the course. And here we say add student to course 2, and come here and say this is going to be 2 course, and here it's going to be that, like so, right? And here it's going to be course.students, course.students, and we're going to have student, like so. And here we're going to say student, and we're courses, plural, and we're going to append course, right? And here we're going to say available students, and this is going to be student, and you're going to say students.filter, and here it's going to be course contains that, right? And wait, are we it courses? Okay, let's just see what are we supposed to do here. It's going to be student.courses, add student to course, right? So this is going to be student.courses.append course. That's okay, right? Add student to, this should be course, right? So it's that. And where are errors? We have 5 errors, but I can't see them. Okay, so we come down here, and now the next thing to do is figure that out. And this should be enrolled students view, add student view, and here it's going to be course.name, right? So this is going to be course, like so, right? And available students, for available students here it's just students.filter, and here we're going to check course singular dot student contains that, right? Not course.students, the students enrolled for a particular course, right? So if we do that, that is going to be everything we need in our detail view. And now I think the only thing left is to go to our content view and put everything together. Next thing we need to do is going to be the views that are going to edit the various students, right? So come here, this is going to be a SwiftUI view. This one is going to be called edit student view, right? Hit create, like so. Come here, do this, get rid of that. And let's just type everything we need here, then modify it, right? And here we're going to say at bindable, and what we want to bind is going to be var. Student is going to be of type student, right? Then we're going to say we need an environment and a dismiss, right? And I think we have those. Where do we have? Okay, I thought we had the add view, then add view, right? So we need this too. Let's just come copy this and then go back to edit, right? We're in edit student view, right? So we need those 2 lines, like so. Then we need a query. So come here and say at, probably import it first, import SwiftData rather, SwiftData, like so. And here we come and say we want the query. And what do we want in the query? We want courses. So we come here and we say we want courses, and courses here are going to be course, right? Like so. Then we want a state variable. A state variable is going to be selected course, like so, and this is going to be, let's make it a set, right? So that you can only pick one, and this is going to be course, like so, and it's going to be empty, right? So we do that, that's going to be that. Next, we need a form with a text field. Let's just come in and say form. Come here, this is going to be the text field, like so. We're going to have the name, and then we're going to come here and we say this is going to be the text, and the text is going to be $student dot name, like so, right? So that's going to be that. Then we come here and we have a section, and this is going to be the header, is going to be the text, and this is going to be enrolled course, like so. And come here, do this, and that's going to be that. And then you're going to loop through, we say for each, like so, and here it's going to be courses, like so. And we're going to come here and we say this is going to be course in, and we're just going to say toggle, like so. This is going to be course dot name, and is going to be, we're going to use binding to get that. And here we're going to say put a setter and a getter, right? This is going to be get, is going to be that. Get, we're just going to say selected course dot contains, a particular course, right? So that's going to be that, and then comma set is going to be set for the set. We're going to say is selected in, and we say is selected in. We say if is selected, we come here and we say selected course dot insert course. Else you're going to say selected course student, then we come and say student, then we come in to say student dot courses dot append the course, right? So that's going to be that. Else we're just going to say selected course dot remove the course, right? And we say student dot courses dot remove all, and we check we remove all where the $0.id is going to be that, right? So that's going to be that. And of course at the end of this we want the navigation title. Let's come in and say dot navigation title is going to be edit student, right? Then we're going to say dot navigation bar items trailing is going to be a button, and we could just say this is going to be save, like so. And then we could come here and in the closure we say do come here, and this is going to be try context dot save, like so. And then we come here and we say dismiss, that's going to be dismiss, and we catch print, that's going to be that, right? And at the end of this, cannot find context, right? Okay, we say model context. We did say, okay, you could call it context or model context, right? So let's just come here and say context, like so, right? So that's going to be that, and basically that. And on appear, come here and say dot on appear. We could put a closure here. What we want to do is say selected course is going to be set student.courses, right? So that's basically that. And what we want to do next is put the edit course view, right? This is the edit student view. Let's create edit course view. Well, we come here, we select all this, right? So let's select all this, hit Command D, come down here, and then instead of edit student view, what we're going to have here is going to be edit course view, right? Now the next thing we want to do is we would like to rename this. Let's just come here and we say refactor rename, and this one is going to be okay, here this is going to be course, and we're going to come here and we say rename, and it's going to complain, I think, and this is going to be course, right? Then after that we are going to come here and we say this is going to be student, and we can rename this by refactoring and renaming. This is going to be students, right? So it's searching for all the instances, it's taking its sweet time, but it'll get there. Rename failed. Okay, so let's see, where else is the query? Let's come here and we say try again, refactor rename. Okay, this is going to be students, like so, right? Hit rename, like so. And then afterwards come here and you say for students, I don't know why it couldn't find this, right? Students, like so, plural, students, like so. Come here and refactor. Okay, you can't refactor that in the closure. That is going to be student in. Come here, this is going to be student.name. Selected course contains student, right? Okay, if it's selected course, edit course view, right? So here we say if it's selected, here we need to come and say student, and the course dot, this is going to be student, right? Come here, student, right? And this is going to be student here, and you're just going to say that is going to be that, and we say course dot students here, dot students dot remove all, where ID is going to be student.id, right? So that is that, and we're going to try and save. And then on appear, what you're going to be interested in, selected students, is going to be set.course.students, like so, right? What do we call it? Selected. This is supposed to be selected what? Selected students. Here it's supposed to be students. The set here is going to be student, right? And then it's going to be empty, right? And that's going to be that. And with the toggle, this is supposed to be selected students contains, right? And then we come here and this is going to be selected students, insert, and then this is going to be course.students. We append that, else we're going to say selected course.remove the student, and we say course.students.remove all, and we check that the ID is the same, right? And here we say selected students. So that's that, right? And we have 0 errors. And what you can do now is go to the content view and put everything together, right? So in the content view, what we could do is we could ditch the preview first, right? And then afterwards, let's go back to where we came from. And we need a number of things. We need the model and 2 queries, right? So we need this. Let's just copy all these 3, then get rid of the middle one, right? Come copy this, go back to content view, come back here, paste these 3, ditch the dismiss, import Swift. That's going to be that. Then afterwards we have the query for this. We hit Command D, we get the query for students, and here it's going to be student, right? That's going to be that. Then we are going to say we need a couple of variables. At state var showing add student is going to be set to false. Command D showing add course is similarly going to be set to false. Then we have at state selected course is going to be that. Hit Command D, and this is going to be selected student, and this is going to be selected student, right? So now we have everything we need, or more or less. What we need next is going to be, let's get rid of this navigation stack, the padding, and make this a navigation stack at the top level. Navigation stack like so. Clear everything out. Come here and you say dot navigation title is going to be students and courses, right? And then next is going to be list like so. And what's the list? The section header. Section, we have the header. Header is going to be the text here. And what's the text? The text is going to be students like so. Come here, do this, right? And we say for each like so. And then we're going to come here and we say students like so. And then we say student in, and we say we add a navigation link. And here we're just going to say the destination in question. What's the destination in question? Destination is going to be edit student view like so. Edit student view requires a student. Who's the student? The student is going to be the student. Like the student is going to be the student, right? We pass in the student like so, right? And for the text, we could come here and we say the text is going to be the student dot name like so, right? And that's going to be that. We need a bunch of functions, and maybe let's take care of those functions. The first function, let's come here and we say func is going to be delete student, and we say offsets, and this is going to be the index set like so. Come here, do this, and this is going to be for index in offsets like so. Context dot delete, and what do we delete? We delete students, and this is going to be index, right? That's going to be that. And then come here and we say func, this is going to be delete courses, and that's going to be offsets index set. And we say for index in offsets, we're going to say context dot delete courses index like so. That is those are our 2 functionalities that we need. The next thing we need is to come back to our list here. And our list, what we want to do is say when you delete it, come here and you say dot on delete perform delete students, right? Just delete students like so, right? Then come here and create a new section. Basically, let's hit Command D here, and this is going to be courses. This is going to be courses like so, and we say for each course, courses, and this is going to be course in, and this is going to be navigation link. The destination is going to be edit course view. Then we have this the course is going to be the course, and the text is going to be course, just course. It's going to be course all through, course name. On this is going to be delete courses, right? We do that. Navigation title is going to be that. Then we have a toolbar, hit that, and this is going to be toolbar item. Placement is going to be dot navigation bar trailing, and the content is going to be button, like so. Action is going to be, we come here and we do this action. The action is going to be this. This is just going to be showing. The first one is going to be add student, and it's going to be set to 2, right? And we could say action is going to be that. Come here, do this. This is going to be label. Label is going to be add student, and the system image. Of course, you're just going to get the system image, right? System image is going to be that, right? And after this, okay, we have our button and our action, and it should come here and wrap this, then get rid of this, right? I think that's going to be that, right? So this is going to be, it's not going to show anyway, so that's going to be that. Then we come here, let's put it on the other side, right? Come here, do this, and this is going to be navigation bar leading, like so. And that's going to be show add course. It's going to be true, and this is going to be book.closed.fill, right? That's going to be that. And at the end of this, we're just going to come and say we want to put to sheet is presented is going to be show add student, and the content is going to be that, right? The content is going to be that, right? Student, add student view. We need to hit Command D, and this is going to be show add course, and this is going to be add course view, right? Okay, that's going to be that. And the next one is going to be this. Okay, we have everything we need. Let's try building it and see how it goes. Okay, that's okay. Run it, command, or hit the plus, whichever is going to be more convenient for you. And let's see it. Here we have it, right? We have students and we have courses, right? So let us add a student. So add student name. Let's see, we have Michael, like so. Hit save, and we have Michael here. And we have history as a course. History, hit save, and then we have history here. And we can come here and we say whether Michael takes history by saying that, hit save, right? And when we come to courses, history, Michael is, does Michael take history? Michael does take history, and we hit save, come to history, and this doesn't change. I think there's an issue, right? So let's go back. When you add it to one, it doesn't automatically add to the other. So let's figure that out and proceed. If we put the relationship after the students, if we cut this and put this here, we get a sort of error. It can only be used with a persistable property. But if we put it before, everything works, right? So that's some weird reason. If you know the reason, just explain why. But here, if we do that and then come back and we add a new student, let's say we add Christine, right? Hit save, we have Christine, and if you come, Christine isn't enrolled in history. We say history, save, come to history, and you find Michael and Christine are both enrolled in history, right? That works, right? So let's add another course. Let's come here and we say this is going to be chemistry. Hit save, we now have chemistry, like so. And if we get rid of this, right, and come back here, and you find that Christine only has chemistry to worry about, and Michael only has that to worry about, right? So that is that. And you can also enroll from here, right? Hit chemistry, hit save, and then go to chemistry, and you find Michael is there, but Christine is not yet currently enrolled, right? So this is going to allow users to enroll here, right? So that's going to be that. And now we have basically everything that we would like to have, right? And you can also edit the name, right? You could come here and say, call Michael went forgot changed his name and became Mike, right? And when you come to chemistry, you find that we have Mike there, right? So we also have that, and we could come here and we say chemistry can now be, what's another, biology, right? Biology. So that's all that we did, and that's everything, right? So that's how you create many-to-many relationships in SwiftData. And if you're interested in a more in-depth, more advanced SwiftData course, there's a course in the link in the description on my channel. You can find the first 12 hours of the 26-hour project on YouTube. If you want the complete project with the complete source code, just have a look at the link in the description. Thank you for watching, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.